So you guys know I'm trying to buy a BMW E30 convertible for a crazy refurb for my big birthday this year. I've looked at 4 cars and narrowed it down to this white one. I've made a call to the owner and I'm going to see him in person so we can negotiate on the price. 24,000, that's it, no more, no less. Not even 23,900. But while I was shopping for the cars, my cameraman asked me a question which I couldn't answer.
Why is BMW so popular here?
And this got me thinking, why do us Cypriots love this German brand so much? And I don't mean the performance, the fact that these cars are reliable, they look good, and they sound incredible. I mean, how did a brand that is based in Germany, nearly 2,500 kilometers away, end up becoming one of the most iconic luxury brands on this little island in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea? And when I started doing some digging, I found out the reason Cypriots love BMW so much could all be thanks to this man. And I heard he has the most insane BMW collection on the whole island. So I reached out to my lawyer and friend Andrea, who made some calls and brought me to the place where it all started, the Bilaguda Group. In the 1950s, after World War II, BMW was still growing as a car company, and they weren't exporting cars around the world just yet. Meanwhile, in Cyprus, this family-run business called the Bilaguda Group were known for importing, selling, and maintaining cars to a high standard on the island. So, when BMW needed a reliable partner in Cyprus who could sell their cars and look after their customers properly, they chose the Bilaguda Group because they were already known for doing an incredible job. And over the last 65 years, they've been BMW's official partner in Cyprus, importing tens of thousands of cars for them and now becoming one of the longest standing partnerships in the world. So it's no surprise to me that I grew up around BMWs, both in the UK and when I wanted to travel back to see the family in Cyprus.
I don't think people realise how obsessed I was with E30. So this was my BMW E30. It's a 325 and I put the full kit on it. Had my A7 above number plate. This was in a magazine FC, which was fast car back in the day. And I even had the hard top. But the biggest thing, the Azave wheels. If you had a BMW, you needed Azaves on an E30. My friends at Tao Coachworks, they've done all that for me. They painted it all. And I think my friend Panny, not my cousin Panny, my friend Panny, he put the kit together and done everything to it. And then I took it over to Tao to paint it all. Yeah, I was BMW obsessed.
And as much as I drove and enjoyed all of my cars back then, there will always be a part of me that wishes I could have kept them exactly as they were, in pristine condition. I mentioned this to my lawyer Andrea, and he said he has access to the ultimate man cave in Cyprus, where Mr. Bilaguda's son, Haralambos, has pieced together an immaculate collection of BMWs since taking over the business 35 years ago. And when we walked in, he said,
"Are you ready?"
I took one look around and I must have sounded just like Janice from Friends, because all I could say was,
Oh my God. This has to be the ultimate BMW car collection in Cyprus. I'm a James Bond fan, so let's go over here. A BMW Z8 convertible. This was in the film The World Is Not Enough. And if I remember, it was Pierce Brosnan. He was the James Bond. It's so mint. The seats look like they've never been sat on.
Full aluminum body. Had the engine of an M5 in it, so it's a 4.9 litre V8. Iconic car, very sought after. Production numbers are relatively low. Around 555 pieces of these, if I'm not mistaken. And there's 2.
Oh, I didn't even see there was another one
And
there.
there's 2.
Just as you do.
These have skyrocketed in price over the past few years.
It smells old school BMW, doesn't it?
Yeah, it smells new to me.
Manual, left-hand drive. Remember, Cyprus is right-hand drive. What a car. Hear that old school BMW close. A50 CSI, V12, iconic colour as well. Everyone knows about this colour on this shape. Got the Nokia phone. You know.
You have to appreciate the condition. You can have the cars, but you have them in top condition. I think that's the key to these cars. This is a very rare vehicle, I think. It's an M6 E24, right-hand drive. Very nice color combination, white with burgundy. If I'm not mistaken, I think this vehicle was the owner's first car in the UK when he was studying.
Really? 1981.
1981.
I love how it's got on the top of the windscreens the years of the cars.
You can clearly see from this collection that the owner has a true passion and loves vehicles. That's the key word. He loves the vehicles.
And no one knows about this. Unless you've been invited here for an event,
right. That's right.
People don't know. And this has got to be, there's probably not a better BMW collection in Cyprus.
No, and I don't think this has ever been exposed to the public. This has always been his, I guess, private man cave.
No man cave is complete without a bar area, and this is very special. And when you look out, you see a sea of cars that can take you through generations and memories and stories, and you just smile looking at and seeing what an incredible collection this man has put together over the years. And I bet he's not stopping. I reckon he's gonna keep going and going and going. Yeah, I'm honored to be able to walk around this place and see this level of car collection and just on my own experience it, because this is not open to the public. This is not a museum. I'm not sure how many people even know about this. I love a 635 CSI. I love this car.
Well, basically it's the same platform. It's
But
just
I think I prefer I know people will say about the M, but a 635 CSI is a great, great car. And it's such a long vehicle.
This car was delivered new to Cyprus and then ended up in the collection. But the condition of this specific vehicle is absolute pristine. I think it's as good as on the underbody as it is on top.
When I look at the interior, I can't believe the seats on this have never been refurbed. Are they original?
I'm not sure about these seats. I think they have been refurbed, the seats only.
The seats only.
But the rest of the vehicle is all original.
So clean.
This hasn't been repainted. These are harder to find nowadays.
If you like your BMWs, you would lose your mind here.
I think the time that we had the chance to grab some of these
You think they're gone?
it would have been 10 years ago.
For me, my favorite car is over there, and it's the BMW M3. Before we walk over there, that is the original M car from BMW, an M1.
There's two. There's one with 0 miles on the clock, and there's one with, I believe, 100 kilometers on the clock.
There's one with 0 miles. Let's see if it's this one. Okay, this one's got 13,000. So the one upstairs must have the 0 mileage.
This was the first M created, but this was a mid-engine vehicle. So there was no other mid-engine in BMW ever after this. The only car that comes close to this is the BMW i8, which obviously has a different configuration, but it was the first mid-engine and the only pure mid-engine BMW. And there was a commencement of the M.
Look at the wheels.
I mean, for whoever those who own M vehicles, this is the beginning of your M's.
How many M's followed this? Right, okay, anyway, we'll go back to the M3. This is me. I wonder if this has got the dog leg. So dog leg is where first gear is left and back. Left and back. That's first gear. Second to third. So these were race cars, and the reason they had the dog legs, they wanted second to third to just go straight back so you can go a lot faster rather than first, second, third, because second to third is where you're really picking up your speeds.
Very cool feature, and an ultra rare vehicle too. I think the younger generations still love these vehicles.
They are still really popular.
They're just gorgeous. They drive well, they sound well.
This brings back so many memories of when I had my E30, and this clutch is like race clutch, like up and down. What's this, 1986?
Look at the condition. I mean, at the end of the day, condition is everything.
You want to call it a barn find, but it's not really a barn find because everything is brand new, mint, incredible condition, incredibly well maintained, all air cooled down here, so everything's kept at a certain temperature.
I think that vehicle saved BMW.
What, this one here?
The company was almost bankrupt.
Really?
So they produced this for the mass, and it saved BMW.
Look at this. When I open the door, the steering wheel opens with the door to allow you to get in.
Yeah. Can we both sit in there? I wonder. Can we both fit in there?
Get in there.
Look at that.
Mate, look at this.
We can both fit in here. Watch it tip over now with the one wheel. Watch it tip over. Don't do that, man.
Mate, this is done 2,734 months. Who drives this around?
I don't know, but I would never do that.
Who would drive this?
Open it. Look, you just
do that,
so
open
cool.
it. Look at that. That's how you open the door, with the steering wheel.
Let me get out first so we don't
Tip it.
risk the chance of tipping it over.
Wow.
There you go.
Anyone that owns a BMW right now, this is the car you need to thank. Because without this car, BMW would have gone.
It wouldn't exist. They had to find and produce a vehicle for the mass in order to up the sales and save the company, and this was it.
Walking around this priceless hidden collection, time genuinely stood still. And as I understand it, Mr. Bilaguda takes each car out at least one day a year to drive and enjoy. And being that they are still the biggest importer in the country, it's clear to see that the upkeep and the maintenance that these cars get is of the highest quality. And I know exactly where I'll be bringing my BMW E30 when it's due for a service. After looking through his car collection, I finally got to see the man himself, Mr. Bilaguda. This man is responsible for bringing tens of thousands of BMW to Cyprus and is potentially the reason why so many Cypriots unknowingly fell in love with the brand, especially in the days before the internet. He was proud to tell me that he's 98 years old and still loves working like he did in his 20s. I met his son, who is now the main guy when it comes to this business and brand, and the grandchildren, who have continued the legacy of importing and selling high-end cars in Cyprus. The family kindly invited me to dinner and we bonded over our love for cars, business, and the future of Cyprus. I told them about my project car and they said I could bring it in when I finally made the purchase so they can take a proper look under the hood to tell me exactly what I'm working with. And now, the only thing left to do was to complete the transaction. He originally told me he wanted 25,000 euros for the car, then it was 24,000 euros. And after a bit more negotiating, we finally came to an agreement at 22,000 euros. And now, for the first time in 30 years, I can officially say that I own my dream car again, a BMW E30 325i convertible. But the real journey hasn't even begun yet. When I collect the car in a few days' time, I'll still need to really assess the state of it. I'll fly to London to get some quotes on kit and bits.
Call it 15 grand so far on two things.
And understand just how much goes into converting one of these cars into everything I want it to be.
That's not good.
That's a bit of an issue.